Go figure. Hello, my fellow cat loving friends. It's Linda Hall from 19 Cats and Counting. We had a guest that we were trying to get on forever. We had her on. We fell in love with her. She's a wealth of knowledge. We didn't get to cover half of it. In fact, we turned that podcast into 2.
We did.
So we are welcoming back Pam Roussell so that we can talk more and talk about the mind, body, spirit connection. We'll be back right after the sponsored ad. Welcome back to 19 Cats and Counting. I am your co-host, Linda Hall, here with my lovely blonde BFF, which Arden Moore says is now best feline friend, which I like way better. So yes. Hi, darling. Are you excited?
I'm excited, especially because my sweetie pie is here. So maybe she wants to be red. Maybe
I think it's Pam's energy.
I
Just
think
attracts
so.
all of the,
She's behind the computer right now, but she'll show herself.
Yes. So let's get Pam in here and get cracking. We never have enough time to talk to you, Pam.
I know. It's so fun. Thank you guys for having me back.
Thank you so much for coming back. Yes. You know, always completely open. Talk to us about them. Yes. Talk to us about the mind, body, spirit connection. What does that mean?
You know, I got certified and went through months of training to learn a technique called mind, body, spirit release. And what happens with life is traumatic experiences happen to us, negative encounters, negative experiences, etc. And what happens is when we go through situations, and this applies to pets as well, our bodies record every single physiological reaction that happens on a cellular level, and it gets imprinted in our bodies, and it's stored there until it is released. But getting it to release is not always very easy, because our conscious mind and our subconscious mind don't necessarily talk about the fact that the fire is out, the emergency is over, life is good, I don't have to be in this fight, flight, fright mode anymore. You know, I can relax. But what happens is, even when we are triggered by a word, a person, a memory, a thought, our body starts to go replay all of those reactions at the cellular level again. And it's as if our subconscious is reliving that.
Wow.
And we're just going along on the surface like everything's normal, because we can see, we're aware, but the subconscious and the conscious mind don't necessarily connect on that.
Yes.
You know,
yes.
That trap door between those two were shut, and there was no more communication that this crisis is now resolved. So I don't have to be in that mode anymore. And so what happens is we start to carry baggage at the cellular level with all of these memories and emotional blocks, and they start to affect how our bodies work. So they can affect organs and glands and tissues. They affect hormones. They affect the meridians and the chakras in the body. It's quite fascinating how it all interconnects, you know. So when I went through this training, and I had mind, body, spirit release sessions done on me for several years, just here and there. And, you know, because I wanted to go work on something, or I was having trouble getting past something, an issue, something that I was holding on to, that I knew I was holding on to, that I just needed help getting over, you know. And then other times I thought I had released it all, and it comes up in a session.
Like, is that kind of like PTSD?
I did that already, you know. I thought I had
Yes.
forgiven, I thought I had moved past, I thought I had let go, and somewhere in the subconscious it was still ruminating, you know, and I wasn't even aware of it. So it was very, very interesting. But it's also really cool because you can see sometimes very subtle differences from the time you have a session to the, you know, maybe a week later, maybe hours later, you can feel lighter. You can feel like something has been lifted, something has shifted. But then even months down the road, you may have some sort of what used to be a trigger that all of a sudden you realize is, it doesn't bother me anymore. And you really, it doesn't bother you.
Yeah.
Where it used to get under your skin and you grit your
Yes.
teeth and you would roll
Yes.
your eyes and and have
Yes.
some sort of a response. But then all of a sudden one day it's just like it doesn't even faze you. And that is what is so cool, because it can be that subtle, you know? So no matter what you want to work on in life, whether it's, finding your purpose, finding your ideal job, maybe it's just restoring relationships with people that you've had disresonance with, for a while, or people that were estranged. It's just fascinating how sometimes those energetic cords, I would call it, are just cut, and it allows
Yeah.
that energy to be restored. And it's not necessarily that we do anything. In most cases, the client's family member or friend or whoever it is that they have this resonance with will just out of the blue reach out back to them. So
Mhm.
it's not that the client
That's amazing.
had to do anything. They just had to release stuff.
Well, it's well documented, is it not? That if you're looking for love, you can't find anyone, but the minute you're in love, there are
There
suitors
they are.
everywhere because you're letting off this confident energy instead of I need love,
I think
right?
it's the same when you stop looking too. You stop
Yeah.
looking, and then people usually
Oh, yeah.
find the person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Not
wasn't
me, of
looking
course.
for- she's just
I'm
done, but
I'm
yeah.
permanently single, right?
And we all carry baggage, every single one of us. I remember
Yeah.
my first marriage was abusive. And when I married my second husband, who was the most precious person on the planet, may he rest in peace, would not have harmed a hair on my head, really thought I walked on water. He
Yes,
was crazy.
Goofy.
But anyway, yes, exactly. And one day he moved too fast and put his hand up, and I flinched. And he was like, how could you even think I'd hit you? And I'm like,
Just a reflex.
I don't know where that came from. So that was all resonating with me as you're saying this, the things that I'm like, I'm done. I'm over it. I laughed. I don't live in the same state. I don't talk to him. Ties are completely cut. My daughter was adopted by my second. I mean, I got nothing. Why was that? Why did I flinch? Right? Like,
It's a trigger.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yes. We
So
all have them, a million of them. Yes.
It is.
When you were
Carry
saying
the
that about
past.
estranged relationships, I'm estranged from two people that used to be close friends. Linda, you know who they are. And it bothered me for a long, long time, but I finally let it go, and I can talk about both of them now without feeling hatred.
That's it. Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's hard.
I guess that's kind of what
Yeah.
you're talking about. It's gone off my shoulders.
But there are certain things like
Yeah.
your visor in your car, Rita.
Oh gosh, yes.
Her ex-husband, let's hope he doesn't listen to our podcast. Her ex-husband, every
We're
time she
picking
put
on
the
him a
visor
lot
down,
today. Sorry,
I know,
Jack.
would say, why are you putting that down? You don't need it. So it's become a joke. Okay, how long have you been divorced?
31 years.
31 years. And to this day, if we're in the car and she puts the visor down, one of us will say something. It's just, it's that moment that's like,
It's a joke.
Yes,
I'll put
yes.
it, and then I'll flip it back up, and I'll be like, no, damn it, I can flip it down if I want to.
31 years later.
Yeah.
So how do we release this? How do you get to that point of not carrying it around?
This is what's so cool, because it, like I said, this works for cats, it works for dogs, it works for pets, just in
Mhm.
general, because they take on, our stress sometimes, our emotional stuff, but then they have their own experiences in life too, where they have negative experiences and traumas that get
Yes.
imprinted at the cellular level in their bodies, and that they hold on to and store. And it usually manifests in physical symptoms or behavioral issues, as
Yep.
we've all experienced
Yep.
working in feline behavior. So the mind body spirit release is a tool to go in and asking the body questions using muscle testing, or what I like to use is pendulum, because you're doing it for like an hour and a half to 2 hours straight. So I'm asking questions and going through all the charts and stuff that I work with, and just identify all of the blocks, and to give you guys to give
It's a little
you
harder for cats.
idea.
They can't tell you what the block is,
Right.
Yeah.
So for example, like we go through emotional blocks, there's emotion mixes, there's limiting beliefs that can be more for people, of course. It can affect hormones and neurotransmitters, base imprints, such as things like viruses and candida and mold and mitochondria may come up, biofilm, the parasympathetic or the sympathetic nervous system, the vagus nerve. And then we look into organs and glands and tissues and see what emotions are stored or being held in specific organs that come up, because there's a lot of organs and tissues that hold emotions. We would be shocked.
You know, we were talking to Jane Adrienne, those two crazy cat ladies one day,
Love them.
and they were talking about one of their cats, and I don't remember what the deal was, but it was an incredibly stressful, horrible situation. I think one of the cats had passed or something. The other cat wasn't taking it well. He went temporarily deaf for a while. And she said, we never could figure out the reason. And I said, I think I can tell you. They were like, stress causes physical ailments, right? He went deaf and then he got it back. And they were like, I don't know. And I said, I think I do. So that's a perfect example of it. You know, the organs, your eyes are organs, right?
So how do you help the cat get
Your
over
ears are
something like
organs.
that?
Yeah.
What we do is we use, in cases like when we're doing remote stuff, I use myself as a surrogate for the cat, or I use their picture, or I'm a surrogate for the person that I'm working on. And we use a red light laser, and you hold it over certain neural points and calming points and meridian points of the body to like break up that stress response to those imprints.
Wonderful.
And you can actually, I can feel it. I mean, I can feel the laser in my body. It's like this heat, it's penetrating. I can feel it in my head. I can feel it in my heart. And it just truncates like all of those cords, all that energy. And it's gone. It's you identify everything, and then you hold that paper and you clear, and then you go retest to make sure everything is strong, and it's strong.
That's amazing.
And then we take steps to figure out, okay, what do we need to do from here to reinforce what we just cleared out? Because you cleared out the garbage, right? So now we want to make sure that we input some good stuff to replace that garbage. So, you know, for people, it might be specific breath work, meditation, flower essences. It might be reading a certain book that relates to something that they wanted. Like if they're searching for the perfect career or, you know, success in their business, maybe it's a book like Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. It's something that we can do. Maybe it's verbal affirmation, using specific essential oils that have vibrational frequencies that can be really, really helpful in reinforcing. And then, you know, maybe Reiki. For animals, you know, there's so many things. I mean, sometimes they need pharmacy, they need like a nutraceuticals, they need some supplements, they need some gland support, they need to do some detoxing because maybe there was chemicals and heavy metals that were involved in their health, physical symptoms and stuff that they were going through. Maybe they need some food therapy, or color therapy is a favorite, crystal therapy. So using crystals and using colors and using flower essences and homeopathy. There's just so many tools. I'm looking at my list.
How do the crystals work?
How did you know I just wrote that down?
Because we have the same brain.
Yeah. So, you know, we had mentioned that spray that we used from that lady who is what we like to call woo woo, and we just adore her, and the stuff all works. And she talks about vibrations and stuff. And she always at checkout says, would you like some crystals with that? And I've always, how does that change or increase the efficacy of the product?
Good question.
Well, crystals all have their own unique vibrational frequency, just like colors, just like flowers, just, you know, sound has a vibrational frequency. But crystals have their own specific frequencies. And if you do an online search for like the properties of, let's just say rose quartz, that's a very popular, common crystal. If you were to do a search for rose quartz and pull up what that rose quartz represents, or what it's good for, frequencies, how it's used for like healing heart, like emotional, like sadness and things like that. It will list all the great properties that rose quartz can be helpful for.
So what are you supposed to just hold how do you use them?
There's so many ways. I mean, some people actually have jewelry that they can wear. Okay. In the case of a pet, you can just put a crystal, obviously not the size that they can eat or swallow.
Yeah, there's that.
Let's clarify that. But like
that crystal didn't help. My cat choked on it. What was that supposed to do?
But you can put it like next to where they sleep, or next to where they like to hang out or sit, because crystal energy is very, very powerful for animals, because animals are very sensitive to energies.
Yeah.
So whenever we want to use a crystal therapy in some form, you want to make sure that wherever you put it, the animal can get away from it. When they've had enough, they know, and they can just get up and walk away. So same thing with like color, or things like that. You don't want to attach it to them per se.
Right.
Because then they can't get away from it. When they've had enough, they're going to be like agitating and fidgety, like get this off of me.
Too much. Yeah.
Too much. Yeah. So it's just, you can put crystals in the corners of your house to like a lot of times, if you're trying to keep like bad spirits or bad
set up a
energy,
perimeter
that out of my head.
like a grid, like
I need that.
Right. Your home.
Okay.
You can set up a crystal, or you can even put crystals, like if there's a special place in your house that you like to have little knickknacks or, candles or whatever, you can just put, like a little crystal garden and just collection. And whenever you feel like you need some little extra something, you can just pull out whatever crystal corresponds to the way you need support.
Yeah.
And you can just put it in your pocket, carry it around for a little while. You can put it on your desk next to where you work. It's just giving off that frequency.
Cool.
We have to take a little break right here.
Okay.
But we'll be back with Pam Roussell in just a few minutes. And we're back with 19 Cats and Counting, my co-host and BFF, my ride or die, Linda Hall. And the amazing Pam Roussell, who's enlightening us. We were talking about crystals before we went to break.
Yes. We're, we start off on the very skeptic side, but then as you see things, like I said, with this solution that helps with anxiety and says it's got, good vibration, we're like, it works. I'm not arguing with anybody anymore. So, and we do know that there are natural things, just like, I used to be a certified nurse assistant for hospice. There are things with the moons and the holidays and the way there are things that do coincide with people's deaths, illnesses. Ask anyone who works in the emergency room what they think, or labor and delivery, what they think of a full moon. And that is energy. So
it's energy.
Yeah. We can't deny it. If we can see it, we can't deny it.
Right.
So color therapy was the other end of this. So how do you use color therapy, and what colors are we looking for? What does what?
Oh, this is one of my favorite tools, because the number one, it's cheap, if not free, because we all tend to have colors in our home that we can and so I'll tell, like, a lot of times, you can grab a towel, you can grab a pillow, you can grab a shirt, a piece of paper that's colored a certain color, even a piece of food if it's a certain color, just having something that particular color and set it beside the pet or on their favorite sleeping spot or hangout spot. It's so cool. And they will gravitate to it when they need it. It's fascinating to watch. So for example, some of the colors that I use quite frequently correspond to the chakra colors. So if there is a cat that has like a lot of emotional sorrow or hurt, or they feel very frightened and they just need some grounding and feel secure and things like that, the color green is very helpful. So like, think of the color grass, green grass. It's very grounding to go outside and connect with nature.
I am one of those people, and it just started within the last couple of years, who will go outside and take my shoes off and just plant myself in the grass and just try to soak it up. And I coming from being such a skeptic, I feel ridiculous every time I do it, but it really does feel good. And I feel the
does.
need to, I feel drawn to it.
Yes.
So yeah.
I wonder if
There's
that's why
an energy exchange between the earth and our body that goes on when we
Yeah.
are standing on
Yeah.
the earth.
I
In
wonder if that's why I don't like the color of the walls in my house, for one, I didn't pick it. And for two, it's not a vibrant color. It's like a not where I am right now.
Yeah.
But downstairs, it's like a toast color, like a coffee with cream
Yeah.
color. I don't like it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, green is one, and it also corresponds to the heart chakra, which green is the color of the heart chakra.
Mhm.
So if a cat, for example, has a lot of digestional issues, intestinal, pancreas, stomach, those kind of issues, color yellow can be very beneficial because yellow is the color of the solar plexus chakra. And so it has a healing vibration, and they go sit on a yellow whatever until they feel like, okay, I'm good. I can get up and go do whatever.
Mhm.
The color orange is really good for cats who have urinary issues, kidney, bladder, things like that.
Oh.
It corresponds to the sacral chakra color. And it's very warming. So, if a cat has been very standoffish and they're kind of, they just need some warmth, maybe they've been very distant or whatever.
Yeah.
The orange is very warm, it's very, think of like the color of a fire, it's heat,
Yeah.
so that can be helpful. And then let me go back. Yellow is very cheerful. So if you have a real grumpy cat that's grouchy all the time, they just need a little yellow in their life. They need some sunshine. They need some happiness, so those can be very helpful. And then a cat who has been very sick, let's say they're overcoming a surgery or they've been very ill, the color pink is very healing. And you can just, like, some people have pink cat bed,
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
bed, and you'd be surprised, those cats just go to that color when they are convalescing, trying to recover from whatever illness or ailment, surgery, whatever. They gravitate to pink. It's fascinating. And then if you have a cat who is very shy, maybe who would, just doesn't have a lot of confidence, the color red is very good.
Okay.
Because red is the color of the root chakra. So that's where we get our,
Picasso needs red. My Picasso.
Yeah. I've always been, I love red and I think it looks good on me. And when I need to get my chutzpah
I
up,
love
you know what I'm
red.
talking about, when I need that empowering moment, I wear red, right?
It's my favorite color,
yeah.
red.
Yeah. If I was going to an interview or something, it'd be my red dress. Like, I'm here.
Yes.
Charge. Yes.
That's your confidence builder.
Yes.
Because that's where, that's where we're rooted. That's in your survival and your physical and safety and things like that from an emotional side, but just from that confidence.
Yeah. I feel stronger and more empowered when I wear the red dress. It's a true story. Yes. Yes.
My second favorite color is what you're wearing, Linda, the royal blue.
Oh, the royal blue. Yes. I also love this color. This is my second favorite for wearing. Yes.
Yeah. So if you have a cat that's very aggressive and like bullies everybody, do not give them red.
Right.
Not give them red. Because that
like a bull, Toro, right?
Yeah, you don't want to do that. That could be very aggressive.
Yeah.
You take a cat that's already like that. That's the last color you want to give them.
Yes.
Or a dog that's wearing, don't put on a red collar.
A red bandana. Or, yes, exactly.
No, not for an aggressive, dominant air.
Yep.
Kind of normal. That's not what they need.
Yeah. How about the blues and purples? What are those? Are those good for
I'm going to pull out my chart here. So like the crown chakra is more of that amethyst color. Like I love your colors in the back of your.
I do too. That's one of the reasons I got that.
Yes,
one.
I love that photo.
So pretty. So
looks like crayon cats. Yes.
Yes. So the amethyst color would be like your crown chakra. That's where we connect to source. That's where you get your enlightenment. That's where you consciousness. I haven't really used that color so much with a cat, although amethyst and turquoise are considered master healer crystals. So if you have I love the color amethyst and turquoise, and I have some amethyst crystals. So if you don't have a color pink, you could use amethyst or a turquoise as a master healer, and just have those little crystals next to their spots or whatever. So that's kind of fun. And then the third eye chakra is more of your indigo blue, and that's like I would think like clarity. I almost think like creativity, creative kind of outlet. Focus, if you need some focus, like you're really having a hard time struggling with focus, get that kind of a color or crystal would be really good. Not so much in the pet space, we don't see that as much, but the other colors, and throat chakra is more of a blue, not a deep blue, but just like a regular medium blue color. So like a cat who maybe just, some cats don't meow very well, like they just don't have their voice.
Yes.
I have a few like
The
that.
chakra color, or the throat chakra, is associated with finding your voice and being able to speak. So that might be something that you could play with for a cat that just needs to find their voice a little bit. Or if they're having trouble eating, or anything that has to do with swallowing or the throat or thyroid, that might be a really good color to use for them.
Nice.
So it really does make a difference what color beds and food bowls and things you give to your cats.
It can be if you want it to be,
I see.
but it
Well,
doesn't
yeah,
have to
I'm
be.
guessing I don't have to color coordinate everything with chakras. I can, I just really like that pink bowl. I'm just going to get the pink bowl or purple or whatever, gray, whatever. But purposefully being able to lay these things out to help. And I know I for many, 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 many years, the walls were either blue or they were some beige or something. And I did blue accents. And a couple of years ago, a friend talked me into yellow, and I stayed away from yellow because I don't look good wearing it. Honey, I love the kitchen, the dining room, the living room, and the halls are all yellow, and it is sunshiny. It does cheer me up.
Happy.
I have noticed what that does for me, and I'm like, I am a big yellow fan now. And before I was like, no,
it depends on the shade of yellow too.
It's just
Some of it's like really out, like, oh, that's too much. But
it's not obnoxious.
You have your soft, beautiful yellow. It's like, oh, that's perfect.
Yes, it's just pretty and light and sunny and happy. I like happy. Yes. We all need a little more happy right now. Yes. Life's been fun lately, the last few years. We all need some more happy.
Well, yeah, for sure. You don't want that yellow that's in my picture back there. That's
no, that's a little too much. Gold. That's good for an accent, but not for a whole wall. Yeah, no, this turned out just perfect. But I was like, I bought this for so long and I love it. Like I'm staying yellow for a lot of years. I tend to find things I like and stick with them. I don't change up very often, and I'm not the best at change. I mean, I do what I got to do, but I don't embrace it. Let's just say that.
Just like a cat, cats don't embrace change. If you're trying to introduce a cat that's more aggressive with a cat that's more shy, will the colors help them choosing the right colors for each of them?
I would use the color for the shy one.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Because I'm thinking of it in terms of a vibration.
Yeah.
A really strong, dominant one versus someone who's really low vibration, not as confident, kind of scared,
Yes.
We want to bring theirs up a little bit,
Yes.
So I would focus on the one who's less confident.
Okay.
Yeah. We often say that when we're talking about anxiety and the person is just dead set on Muffy, the crazy aggressive cat. And we're like, no. Fluffy, who's being picked on, has been living with her high school bully.
The one that
she needs a little help too.
Well, she needs more help, I think, because boosting her confidence will make the other one not so aggressive towards her.
Yes. And we see that, there's the cat that's out for the throat, and then there's the cat that looks at the other cat and just flops on its back and lays there and plays dead.
Don't hurt me.
Threat to you. Please don't hurt me.
No, it's true. And I have a funny story if you have time. I have a cat whose name is Aylin. She's the baby. I think you might have met her last time. I don't know. And here, I think she's over there sleeping.
They're never around when you want them to be.
True story.
She's usually like coming up and, wants help whenever I'm on a meeting. Of course.
She's the white one. Is she white?
She's a little tiny, the chocolate.
Yeah, I wanted to
Yeah.
steal her last time you showed her, so you're probably better
Yeah.
not showing her. Yes,
She's-
I want her.
She's like 6 pounds and thinks that she's 20, right? She's just dumb.
That's
She
like my
rules-
pie. Like
She
my pie.
rules the house. And one of our previous cats, a female, who was the oldest female at the time, she was so jealous of her, and God bless her. We gave them all equal love and whatever, but I guess
course.
maybe she just being the baby, she's like seeing another female, like, "Arr,"
Uh-huh.
she would stalk poor Lily, and she just wanted to play. I'm really convinced she just wanted
Oh,
to
yeah.
play. She was
Yeah.
young, and then here's an easy target, because she's like, I'm beyond playing. I just want to chill and just leave me alone and don't look at me and don't stalk me. But she
Yeah.
did, and she would just stalk, like sneak up and just, and then
Yep.
she plays like tag, here and then runs off, right?
Yep.
Well, Lily passed away in January, and let me just say we have ghosts in our house now.
I have no doubt about it.
And so Lily is back, and she is giving Aylin a run for her money. And it's karma. It's karma.
Oh yeah.
That's hysterical.
I'm having to do so much of this. I'm looking on Aylin now, because she's like terrified, hanging out in the closet, just crying back there, and she's afraid, and she's hiding under stuff, and
Oh.
she's opening the door. It's like, y'all have seen it, I'm sure. They like walk up, and then there's nothing there that you can see, but they act like there's a wall, and like, no, I'm trying to go around, and I can't get around, and there's something in the way. Well, all 4 of my cats in spirit are back right now, and I've had to do that through muscle testing. I've been able to figure out where the spiritual interference is coming from, and I've figured out they're all here. And she smells them. She'll sniff the bed sheets. She'll sniff me at night, and she'll get under the covers, and then she'll get aggravated, and she'll start biting the air. There's nothing that we see, that I see.
Exactly. No, but I get
But
it.
it's the cats in spirit, and they
Yes.
are. And Lily is now getting back because she can.
Oh my gosh.
That
It's
is
funny.
hysterical.
The roles have been reversed, but it's just funny to see. Now Lily is obviously very confident, because nothing can hurt her.
Oh, exactly. She's like, I got all
I
my
got my
stuff now,
power
baby.
back.
I got, you
I got
you
my
got
power.
something. Yeah, nothing.
Yeah.
We see that so often too. And then the scared cat runs to get away, and the other cat's going, oh,
Ooh,
look,
the game is
chase,
on.
chase.
Funny.
And it just feeds into each other, cyclical. And it's like, okay, we got to put a stop to this, because this poor cat just wants to hide, but all she's doing is increasing that prey drive.
Yeah.
Right.
To chase after her.
Right.
It's
I know. They just want to play. They just want to play.
Yes, I know. Somebody
Hard
up
to find their even match. Let's find an even match. Someone on your level.
Truth. We say that a lot when we're advising. We say go into a rescue or a foster home, even better. Get a idea of that personality.
Yes.
My favorite local rescue, FFRC, when you come in, they'd say on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being super ornery, play all day, climbing the curtains. 1 being couch potato. What are you looking for? I like a 5. I want to play, but I want to snuggle, right? You got any 5s around?
Well, there's been times when you said you wanted a certain cat, and they're like, no.
Yeah, we had it. We were watching their webcam, and we had a cat picked out, and we walked in, and of course the owner knows me well. And I said, we want so-and-so. And she said, oh, no, you don't. Oh, okay. Who do I want then, Jackie? I don't remember who we brought home. We brought home somebody, but they know these cats and how they fit in and how they behave with other cats and how dominant they are. You don't want some crazy dominant, I believe I am king, coming in when you've already got a king, right?
Yeah,
like,
that's a
there's not
recipe
room
for
2 on the
disaster.
throne. Exactly.
It
Then they're
is.
going to be calling for a behaviorist. And yes, exactly. So
Here's my
yes,
card.
talk to the people who know these cats and get an idea of their personality, because
Yes.
you got to have some
That's-
matches.
On the other hand, though, don't steer clear of the shelter just because you don't know. I mean,
Oh no,
especially if you don't have a cat at home. You know,
Yes.
you can deal with just about any type of personality.
Yes. Yes.
And those shelter cats really need out.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. And a lot of shelters, our local shelter, they have volunteers that come in and play with the
Yes,
cats. And
our-
so
our
they do
shelter.
they have a clue, and they do allow the cats. They are not in a cage, they're in a room where the cats can be together. So
Yeah.
there's that blessing that we know how
For
they work
at
with other
FFRC,
cats.
at our local shelter, no, they're in
No,
cages.
yeah, our local shelter does that too. Yeah, FFRC, they have the rule of the whole place. Those cats live like, they got the life. Let me tell you, they got the life.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yes. The only reason I encourage adoption is because they have to turn somebody away and we need to make room. But honey, those cats aren't hurting. Trust me. They're
Well,
happy.
we're almost up. We're almost out of time. Darn it.
Ah,
Pam, was there anything that we haven't gotten to that you want to wrap up for us?
No, I think that was it. I wanted to just share what mind, body, spirit release is.
I'm so excited.
It's so
And
powerful.
I have an entire page of notes that I've been taking just from you talking. We have learned so much. This is so valuable, and we're so
Yeah, we can
appreciative.
implement
Thank you.
this knowledge in our
Yeah,
sessions.
Yes,
for
we
sure.
can. Yes,
It's
we
so
can.
easy.
Exactly. Yes, yes. A lot of places we can put this into place. And we like to promote that, it's easy to say, get this product and this product and this product, and this product, and this cat bed. And people are like, I just paid for a session. I can't pay for all this too. So we
Right.
like to give out as much that we can do that you can help, fine. You don't have a pink bed, get a pink blanket, get a pink towel, get a pink something, these are things
go
that
through
people
your
can put
closet
into
and just
place.
pull out a pair of shorts or a pair
Yeah.
of pants or a
Mhm.
dress or
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't care.
Exactly. Yeah.
know?
Yes. And just use the color. Yes.
And
Just find the
cats
color.
like Stella don't use red.
No, don't use red on Stella. She's our quintessential. She was just a large in charge girl who didn't want anyone but her human
Mhm.
mother to be in existence. And she is fortunately tolerating a kitten now, and we got it even. But yes, we would never put red under Stella.
Now we know.
Stella's large and in charge enough. She doesn't need any help.
Correct. Correct.
Pam, thank you so much for coming here and enlightening us.
You're so welcome. Thank you
We've
for
learned a
sharing.
lot. I hope our
Amazing.
audience learned a lot.
Yes.
It's so
How easy
fun.
for them to implement some of this and help their cats at home.
Definitely. And I hope you'll
Yes.
come back again. I hate that we have to wrap
Yes.
up, but we
Absolutely.
do. Linda Hall, as always, thank you for being my ride or die.
Always, baby.
And Mark Winter for giving us the spot on Pet Life Radio.
He's the
Until
best.
next time, remember, every day is Catter Day.
Awesome.